One of Minecraft's most well-known mobs also happens to be one of its most adaptable. Creepers can be found in most overworld biomes, as well as being capable of surviving temporarily in any dimension. However, due to the game's coding, these beings look and act identical to each other, regardless of their habitats. In this video, I want to speculate how 3 varieties of creeper have adapted to where they live. Let's start out in the desert. Here the creeper's green coloration makes it stick out like a sore thumb. In order to continue being sneaky, they will begin blending into the background over time. However, the more important concern is water loss and heat. Creeper has large gaping eyes and mouth. In order to minimize moisture loss, it's possible that the orifices will shrink. This has the added benefit of preventing flying sand from getting where it shouldn't be. As for temperature, we need to know whether or not the animal is warm or cold-blooded. While this is probably just game design, we don't see creepers basking or shadowing, behaviors that cold-blooded animals employ, leading me to suspect that they generate their own body heat. Another important detail is whether the creeper has hair or not. We can't be certain, but 2 details makes me think yes. Firstly, generating body heat costs a lot of energy. Being able to store that heat would be very important. Secondly, you can ignite creepers, something that would be harder to do if they weren't covered in flammable material. Concluding that they both generate heat and have hair, I actually suspect that they would get longer and lighter. Though it sounds counterintuitive, long hairs actually help trap cool air closer to the skin, as seen in camels, desert rabbits, and even small rodents. Yet the most important part of heat regulation for creepers will come in the form of already present psychology. Deserts are far cooler at night, and creepers are nocturnal, spending most of the day sleeping. At night, they would use the adapted paws, which have become wider in order to get better traction on the loose sand, to burrow out of their dens. In the tundra, creeper adaptations will look remarkably similar to their desert counterparts, despite the very apparent differences. However, the goals of these features should be reversed. The shrunken mouth will help keep in heat, while the eyes would be suited to keep out snow, not sand. Paws would widen, acting as snowshoes, and fur obviously gets thicker as a way to preserve hot air. A layer of fat would develop, having the job of both cold protection and energy storage. Mentally, the largest change is a switch from nocturnal to daytime hunting. Usually, it's warmer in the day, meaning the animal, like the creeper, will have an easier time outside their dens. Here, the shrunken eyes offer another benefit. Snow reflects light, which can blind if one is not careful. However, a small target and shaded fur offers a better life. Lastly, exploring how creepers could adapt as a mountainous animal. Due to the high altitude and unstable terrain, we would see them become shorter and wider, not just to increase stability, but also to maximize lung capacity. Whereas the previous 2 environments had creepers' feet flattened in order to distribute weight, this habitat will result in an opposite evolution. A lengthening of the toes allows for more precision, important to navigating the jagged edges of rock and sneaking up on unsuspecting Minecraftians. Coloration is bound to shift, becoming gray to blend in as one might expect. A small but important change. Now, I say these things not as an objective source of information, but as a speculator participating in an interesting exercise, one that I hope to explore again